Hello everyone and welcome. I hope that you are all having a blessed and wonderful day and week. My name is Amy Benham and today we are going to talk about putting signatures together. So we are going to, in the first part, we're going to go over quickly some paper options, and we are going to put a signature together. And in the second part, I am going to show you how to, or one way that you can put your signature together inside of a cover. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my papers divided up into 4 different stacks. So this stack here is Bible, the journaling pages from Bible Journal Love's Treasure Journal Kit on her Etsy shop. They are absolutely beautiful pages, but this stack has journal pages on both the front and the back. Okay, I've already trimmed the edges. There's some white edges once you get them off the printer. This stack has just some cool fun stuff on one side and then journal pages on the inside, just for a little bit of variety. So all of them are a little bit different. Some of them have the design on the outside and journaling on the inside. Some have journaling on the inside and designs and stuff on the outside. This is one that actually my son did with Distress ink, so I wanted to use it. So it's going to go into this journal. Oops. And so we've got some music paper, some ads. On this one, there's some scrapbooking paper, and the same for this one. There's the scrapbooking paper with journaling on the inside. This pile here, we just have some different things. These can be used, maybe they'll be used as journaling pages, maybe they'll just be decoration. So it can be just anything. So some of these are printed papers from the God's Promises kit on Robin's Etsy shop. So I just printed double-sided with some paper, some pretty paper that I liked. This one's got her paper on one side and then some coffee dyed paper on the other. Then we've got just some parchment paper. I love this paper. It's kind of thin. It's just a really, really pretty paper. And then here we have some coffee dyed paper that I dyed myself and then used a edge trimmer to create these cute little hearts on the outside. This stack right here is my smaller ephemera stack. So this is some scrapbooking paper that I found that I really liked. It looks like a fabric pattern. Here is part from a lunch bag, a brown lunch bag. I love it crinkly. Here's a coffee dyed coffee filter, a invoice receipt, some pink construction paper, some glossy paper that I got from my mother-in-law. I'm not really sure where she got it from, but you probably can't see it, but it's like this pretty sheer. This is a page out of a book, one of my favorite books that I'm making a journal out of. This is something else that I got from my mother-in-law that she found somewhere. I'm not really sure where, but I thought it was cool. And then I made a cute little file folder out of some more of Robin's paper. And that's it. Okay. So whenever I'm putting a journal together, first I always put my paper in here that's going to tell me where my holes are going to go. So this is the first thing that goes in, and then we take it out before we sew it together. You can just take a piece of graph paper, fold it in half this way. What is that, long way? I don't know. Fold it in half, hamburger style, and then fold it in half. This is what I've heard. Hot dog style. I can't hold on to it. This direction, and then again this direction, and it will give you 3 spots in the, evenly distributed. Then you can take your page and center it up, so your pages or your cover, and center it up and poke your holes. Okay, we'll talk more about that later. Okay, but this is the first thing that goes in. Then the next thing I usually put in, and this is just a personal preference, I usually like to have some sort of an envelope or something that's going to hold stuff. So that's what I made this file folder for. And I'm probably going to put some pockets. I cut out some of these cute little pockets that she had. So this will probably have some pockets that'll live in here so that we can stick some stuff in there. Okay, so then you just start wrapping. Okay, this is going to go in here pretty close to in the center here. And then I'm just going to start with a journal page and then just kind of alternate it. There's no rules. There's no, it has to be done this way kind of thing. So just do what feels right, what you know, just go. These pages, these portions that are half pages, sometimes you might want to, you know, put them at the top, sometimes at the bottom, sometimes right in the middle, but vary it. That way you don't wind up with just these big, huge clumps in the middle. So then I'm going to go with this one. I already wrapped it in a piece of paper because I liked the way the paper looked against that. So then we'll just stick this on here. And then since we already got a paper on there, let's go for another one of these over here. I'm going to go for the coffee filter. Okay, and then we'll do another journaling page here. Is that only one page? I love this blue color. Isn't that so pretty? Come on, line up. Then let's go for my heart page here. I kind of like this one. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the bigger that your signature gets, the more pages are going to poke out. So you need to make sure that your cover is big enough. You can trim those off if you want. I don't want to cut my pages because they're these pretty journaling pages and I don't want them cut. So I'm going to make sure that my cover is big enough to fit this. Okay, so for instance, this one that I made the other day, you can see how my pages started poking and getting bigger here. And I didn't make my journal quite big enough. So I just added some ribbon onto the edge and then it covered that up and you can't even tell, and it just adds a little bit of character to it, and it worked out fine. But now that I know that that's a problem, we can think ahead a little bit. So there, we've got coffee paper. Let's go back with one of these. Let's do this one. I was reading online trying to figure out how many pages your signature should be. And I think a lot of people tend to put more than one signature in a bigger journal. For this journal was just for this Bible study. So I wanted just one signature in my book. And I did not want too many pages. But I didn't want to only do like 4 pages. So I'm just doing however many I want to do. I think if you were going to do a bunch of pages, then you would probably want to if you were going to do a bunch of signatures, you would probably only want to do somewhere between 4 to 7 pages. But since this is only going to be the only signature that's going to be in the book, it doesn't matter if this is a little bulky. So you don't want so many pages in here that your book is lying open and can't close. But this one's only going to have one signature in it. So if it's got a few more pages in it, it's not going to hurt anything. Come here. All right, my bag in here. We've got to have the bag. Let's go with another journal page. Let's grab this guy. And then this guy. There's no real rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of going with what I, kind of want in the book and how I want it laid out. Let's go with this one and this one. And then we'll just leave the invoice sheet off. Okay? So here we go. Now we've got our signature all put together. It's super easy to do. And now we can just pull out the tools that we need to get it all sewed together. All right, so we have a little handy dandy cup. All right, so you're going to need an awl, I think it's an awl, which is just a little pointy thing here. Let's see if I don't think mine will focus. Okay, so you'll need that, some sort of a thread, and a needle. These little tools are really nice. I got them because they were cheaper than the crocodile. I would really love a crocodile, but they're really expensive. So these work really well. This is what I use to poke the holes in the book with, because this is a little bit thicker material and I don't have anything that'll poke these holes all the way through there like that. Okay, so I just picked this pink string. You can pick whatever you want. If you are going to use thicker, maybe baker's twine or some sort of yarn or ribbon, then you're definitely going to need to grab a bigger needle, but these darning needles are all that I have right now. So we've got our little threader and the biggest needle in the pack, which is this guy. Thank you. Look at there. Okay. And then we'll just pull it right through and we are good. Okay. Put that thing out of the way. Now this is not hard at all. Okay. Let me get my book. The other thing that you will need is a book that you don't mind having some holes poked in it. Okay. This is one that I'm already cutting up for junk journaling. So I don't mind using my awl on it. So you're going to take it and you're going to open it up pretty close to in the middle so that you get that good lay down where it's not closing on you. And then you're just going to sandwich that inside there. Okay. And then we're going to open up to our piece of paper. And we want that to stay inside that crease, but we're going to find those holes that was on our paper and we're just going to up, sorry, push down all the way through, make sure it goes through, and then do that with each one of the holes. Hold still. It's super easy. This thing actually pokes through this paper really well, which is super nice. Okay, so that part's done. Now we can sandwich it into our cover. There is lots and lots of things that you can make covers out of. And if you're interested in learning more about covers or how I made this cover, leave a comment below and maybe we can get you a video on that. Okay, now we're going to want to take this paper out because we don't want him in there. And then we're going to sandwich it into our book here. Now, the first one is super easy. We're just going to go right into this middle hole and pull it through. Now don't pull it all the way through. Oop, it snagged. It snagged my, here, let go of that. Okay. Don't pull it all the way through. Make sure you've got some yarn left over here. If you're scared that you're going to go all the way through, you can use a little clip, paper clip, and clip it to the side here so that you don't. Okay, and then we're going to either go up through the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter which one. I usually go through the top, but it really doesn't matter. So you're going to go through this hole, and then you might have to open it up a little bit to see where that next hole is, and that's fine. Sorry, you need like 5 hands to do this. Okay, so we're gonna go through our cover hole, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pull through that one. Make sure you haven't lost your string on the inside because you need that one. And pull it through till it tightens. Make sure, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna find that top hole and just kind of wiggle our, hopefully it'll go right through. Sometimes it's a little persnickety. It's not wanting to go through my file. Ouch! There it went. Went through that time. All right, and then we're just gonna kind of pull it snug. And then we're gonna go, all the way down here to the bottom one. So back in through the bottom. And then through the bottom hole of your cover, just like that. And pull through. And then we're going to come back up through that middle. Now, when you come up through the middle, make sure you don't snag this. And I actually usually try to come up. So this string is on this side of the yarn, or of the string. And so I like to come back up on the other side because I'm going to tie it right here in the middle. And I want it nice and secure. So I have one on one side and one on the other. So let's see if we can go through here without too much of a fuss. And hopefully without poking myself or snagging this other yarn. Sorry, I keep getting out of camera. This is hard to do on camera. Okay, let's see here. Come on. And you may have to pull it apart again, and that's fine. We're gonna tighten it all up, so if it's a little loose right now, that's totally fine. So I got that pulled through there. Let me pull my extra string like that. Okay, and now we'll try to go through this middle here. There. Oh, that was much easier that time. Okay, and it even popped out on the right side. Boop, boop. Okay. So now we have all the stitches that we need. So remember, we're going to go in to the middle hole all the way through, and then we're going to come back through this top hole, go all the way down to this bottom hole, and then come back up through this middle hole. And then all we have to do is tighten it up real good. If you want this string a little bit longer, then, which I'm fine with that, then make sure you leave a little bit more, because this one's super long, but we'll just cut it off. Okay, so make sure everything's all snug and we don't have any, see how this is kind of loose right here? We don't want that. So let's make sure we tighten everything up. So I'll just kind of pull the string like that. And then we'll pull the string here. There we go. Nice and tight. And then just tie us a little knot here in the middle. Ta-da! Okay, now I'm going to cut these off the same length. You can put little beads or something on the end of this. You can leave it just like a bookmark, or you can cut them off way up here if you want. I like leaving mine. Okay, I haven't decorated the cover of this one yet, but here you go. You can see our 3 holes here and our binding here. Okay, and we are finished. Now our journal is all sewn together, and we have this lovely space where we can journal and add ephemera and just put our thoughts and things that we have discovered in God's Word down on paper and have this beautiful memory for years and years to come. So thank you so much for watching today. If you have any questions, make sure you post those below. And if you have something else that you would like to see, then make sure that you comment below, or you need more explanation, or you you want to talk about covers, or whatevs. We would be happy to help you in those areas. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day, and make sure that if you create a lovely little journal using this method, that you post it in the Facebook group. We would love to see your work and see everything that you have created. Have a blessed day. Bye.